THANGKA is a medium to be a more conscious human being and to opening up our true self through the practice of disciplining your mind. It's a medium where you purify your mind. Before you accuse somebody else for your own situation, first you look inside yourself. Most of the time, I'm trying to concentrate in my breath, how I take breath in and out. Sometimes it is disturbed by your personal problems, your family problems comes up in your mind. When you pick up the color, then you release this feeling. When you wash the brush, you release and you leave it behind because your mind is not settled. You cannot concentrate on your hand because your mind is occupied with other problems. And then when you are not fully concentrate on what you are doing, you are not ready to go on. But it's not easy. Yeah, it's really not easy. It's kind of like before I was afraid of everything, always calling for my mother and always longing to somebody to claim me as their son, and somebody to where I can call myself. It's my home, You need some security, you need somebody who you can rely on, and that you don't have. I never accept I was orphan until I was class 4. When I was in depression, the main reason is finding myself. You see no meaning, I don't see any hopes. I didn't find any answer for my questions. Why? But it's a very dark world. Yeah. But that dark world, you have to be brave. You shouldn't lose and shouldn't give up. Yeah. And you have to have a strong faith of yourself. I'm in a crossroad. I have to choose. When I paint, I cannot be an activist. When I'm an activist, I cannot be a painter. And then I realize if I don't like that, then what I'm supposed to do? What is my role? In the THANGKA painting, there is no space to express your contemporary feelings. There is no space for you to express your political views. THANGKA is all about your spiritual development and practice. And that is the sole reason why I slowly moving towards the contemporary art. Because in THANGKA I cannot put my own ideas and the feelings, and I cannot capture the contemporary issues. And then what I discover is you don't need to politicize your painting. What is most important for me at the moment is to capture the moment, to capture the time, to capture the situation that I'm living in, For 20 years of practicing THANGKA, always suppressing my feelings, always disciplining and controlling myself, and carefully channelize through my painting, it's very difficult for me to paint my spontaneous feeling. and then translate into the canvas. That what I have to learn at the moment. That's what I'm learning at the moment. On the other side, the Western art, it trains you to create your own sense of reality. You know, observe the things around you. It trains you to exploit your feelings. It trains you to enrich your feelings. Through observation. For us, we don't recognize these emotions to be expressed, because these emotions are the source of all the suffering that we believe. The reason for me to go to the contemporary art is to bring out the human story. Otherwise, THANGKA doesn't represent the present issues. Whenever there is a problem that you face in India, you are not protected by the law. You cannot raise your voice. It doesn't count in this country. And then when you go outside the dharamsala, people call you Nepali, Chinese, people call you Japanese, and all of these identities, which is not my identity. And nobody call me a Tibetan. If I say I'm Tibetan, they never heard of Tibetans. I believe in non-violence, and I believe to preserve oneself is to preserve one's own heritage. They cannot challenge our non-violence. It's a most powerful tool that I have, that we Tibetan have. You have to have a lot of patience. You have to have a lot of forgiveness. You have to have a very strong base of truth. And it gives me understanding that we all are connected. We all are interdependent. Being a Tibetan is just a name, But what is Tibetan? How one has to be Tibetan? For me, the Tibetan has to be very honest, sincere about what they are doing, and loving. And it doesn't mean, by practicing all these things, you don't make any mistakes. By practicing all these things, you don't have any violent thought. You are human. You are part of the human. You make mistake. Sometimes you have a violent thought. Sometimes you are dishonest, but your intention and effort should be a good human being. We have to be a good citizen of this world, good human being, and a useful human being. For me, the hope is to live on complete freedom from China. That hope might not be realized in my lifetime, but I'm sure it will come true in some day.